What's up, guys? Welcome back to the third episode of the $1 Million Show. Today we're joined by good friends Aaron Rodgers
and Bryant. Let's go!
Alright, y'all, welcome to our first segment. College basketball starting today. We're going to go around and make our conference picks for the Power 5 and the Big East, and then finish it off with our national championship pick. We'll go from left to right. So, Archie, you can start out.
So, first in the ACC, I have UNC surprising everybody. I think they have a great group of freshmen that will just blow the ACC out of the water. Then Big 10, I have Iowa. Big 12, I have Baylor. And then Big East, I'm going with Creighton over Villanova because I just like Creighton. I think Villanova's overrated.
I've always liked Creighton.
And then Pac-12, you got to go with Oregon. And SEC, the only team that's relevant is Kentucky.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, for me, I got ACC. Virginia's going to win it. Easy. Might go undefeated in conference. Big 10, I got Iowa. Lose Garza. Way too big for anybody in all of college basketball.
The beast.
Big 12, I got West Virginia. Press Virginia. They're going to use that press, put some pressure on some teams, win the conference. Big East, I got Villanova. Favorite. They're probably going to run through that conference. Might have some speed bumps, but they'll probably win it. Pac-12, I got Oregon as well. SEC, I got Tennessee. Thunderbird going to lead it for them.
All right, in the ACC, I got UNC as well. I think they definitely have something to play for this year after last year's. Don't even want to talk about it. Big 12, I have Texas Tech. Big 10, Illinois. They're the team to look out for this year. I think that they're definitely going to be a Final Four caliber team this year. Oregon in the Pac-12 because I don't think anybody else is relevant. SEC, I got Auburn. They've been playing well the last couple of years, and I think they're going to surprise people. And then in the Big East, I have Marquette. I've always liked Marquette, and I just think that they're going to come out of nowhere and win it. And then,
are we talking about the regular season or the conference tournament?
Conference tournament too.
Okay.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right. So for the ACC, I went with Florida State. I think just they've been building up for the past couple of years, and I think this is their year finally. I think Kansas for the Big 12. I think they'll just win by a lot. I got Wisconsin for the Big 10, Arizona State for the Pac-12, Tennessee for the SEC, and Georgetown is my sleeper team this year. I think Patrick Ewing is a great coach, and he's doing good things.
So that leads to your national champion. Who do you have win the national championship?
So my national championship is also Georgetown. I think big time Georgetown year this year.
I hear you. And then we unfortunately we didn't pick the American Conference.
Well, hey, when we say national championship, we don't mean the NIT. So you still want to keep that pick?
Yeah, I'm sure keeping it.
And they lost Mac McClung.
He's terrible. That's why I picked Texas Tech. He's going to be big this year.
Yeah.
To help him in the Big 12. He's terrible. But national championship, this is the only ranked team that is not in a Power 5 or the Big East coming into the year in Houston. And I think they're going to cut off some heads this year. I think Houston's going to win the national championship.
I got Virginia going undefeated. However many games they play, they're winning them all. And they're going to win the national championship with these three times reigning national champions.
No. I gotta go with my guy Roy Williams, man. There's something about him. There's something about the veterans on that team and Garrison and Leaky Black. I mean, I think it's gonna be their year.
All right. Look, over under how many times Roy Williams has a Vertigo episode this year?
I'd say
6.
3.
I've said 6.
I say 3.
I say 2.
He does a good job, man. He does a good job.
Yeah, he's managing it.
What are you talking about?
He'll be alright.
He usually has 2 a game.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's the end of our college basketball segment. We'll see you in the next.
Better than sitting by a TV with some turkey in your mouth, watching some football.
All right, guys. Our lineup for Thanksgiving this year is Detroit versus Houston. Then we have Washington football team, sorry for the logo, versus the Dallas Cowgirls. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. And Hank's going to start out.
All right, first game, Texans versus Lions. I got the Texans 38-17.
All right, in the first game, I have the Lions after getting destroyed by our Panthers last week. I think they come back. I think Stafford comes out with something to prove. I think he wins 27-24.
I got the Lions beating the Texans 27-23. A lot of field goals in that game. A lot of fantasy points for those Gators.
I have the Texans 20-13. I think it's going to be an anemic day. Stafford gets one passing touchdown to Hawkinson. That's it.
Vocabulary.
Now for the Redskins.
Redskins, I have to go Cowboys over the football team, 24-20. I think Andy Dalton keeps cooking with olive oil, and the defense steps up tomorrow.
I got the Cowgirls falling to the Redskins football team, 19-17. More field goals in that game. A lot of field goals on this Thanksgiving.
I think the Cowgirls winning against Minnesota last week. Minnesota is a team that was heating up. I think that says a lot about what's going to go on for the rest of the year. I thought that in that division, the Eagles were going to end up being the team that was going to get it done, but it's looking like the Cowboys are actually starting to come around. So I think the Cowboys will win, and I think they'll get on track, maybe win a couple in a row, start getting on a little hot streak.
All right, so the Cowboys, good game last week. They beat the Vikings, who were kind of a hot team, but however, they are the Cowboys, and they always disappoint us,
On Thanksgiving.
especially RG. So I'm going to take the Redskins 20-17.
All right, I just want to take a quick moment. In 7th grade, I think it was 7th grade, whenever the Panthers went 15-1, the Panthers played the Cowboys in Dallas on Thanksgiving, and I told Archie before the game, I said Thomas Davis will break Tony Romo's collarbone. I said that, and he didn't. So I just wanted to point that out. Cowboys always have some bad luck on Thanksgiving. All right, Hank, you can go to
That actually did happen.
All right. Then we got the Steelers versus the Ravens. I think the Ravens are declining, and the Steelers are obviously undefeated. And I think the Steelers will just continue their winning streak and win in a close one, 24-23.
See, I think that this is the week where the Steelers finally have a slip up. And the reason why is because, although I am not and have never been, he is a great guy. He had a great regular season last year, but I have never been a Lamar believer. I do think that if he is going to prove that he is still worthy of being an MVP caliber player, this is the week to do it. Because there's going to be a lot of time. Time's running out for them being 6-4. So I think this is a must-win game for them, and I think that they will win 28-27. And I think that Lamar's finally going to have a game where he kind of proves himself that he's still an MVP caliber guy.
See, I see Lamar the same way. I don't think he's that great. I got the Steelers beating the Ravens 31-13 because, as we know, Lamar can't play from behind. Steelers get out to an early lead. They got to throw a lot. They're missing some pieces on the offense. Steelers big.
I say Steelers over Ravens 28-24. I just think the Ravens are always in close games. Like, every game that they lose, it's 2-3
Just this
point
past
game.
week is overtime.
And so, yeah, it was just overtime this past week. So, I think the Steelers defense picks off Lamar at least 2 times and forces 1 fumble, but it's still going to be a close game.
All right, Archie, you can start out. Now we're going to talk about who we think out of all 3 games on the Thursday slate, who will have the most passing yards, the most rushing yards, and the most receiving yards. So, Archie, you can start out with the passing yards.
Honestly, I have to go with Andy Dalton. I think the only other quarterback that could lead the day with passing yards, the only other quarterback that could lead the day with passing yards would be Deshaun Watson. I just don't see Stafford or Lamar coming anywhere close. So Andy Dalton with 290 yards.
I got Matt Stafford throwing for 324, destroying the Texans defense, but still kicking a lot of field goals.
I got Deshaun Watson. He's the only good quarterback on the slate, so I'm going to take Deshaun Watson.
I also have Deshaun Watson. Pretty easy matchup against the Lions.
Well, I take that back. Big Ben's a great quarterback, but he's just not a 300-yard game kind of guy.
He throws 4 touchdowns, but 220 yards a game.
Yeah, I know. All right, Hank, you can start out with rushing yards.
All right, rushing. I have Lamar. Both of his main running backs are out this week, and a lot of these teams' running back cores are depleted, so I think Lamar will have the best chance this week.
I agree. I think it's Lamar. Obviously, Zeke Elliott would probably be the obvious choice, but I just think Washington's D-line and the Cowboys' O-line is just not very good, especially with the running backs being out, and the Steelers' pass coverage is really, really good. I think he's going to have to scramble a lot this week in order to get yards down the field.
I'm going to go with Antonio Gibson. Really talented guy. You can put him at receiver, you can put him at running back. He'll make plays anywhere.
Let's just point this out that the past 2 weeks, J.D. McKissick has played 70% of the snaps. He's not even the starter. Yes, he has.
Yes,
Go check it. You want me to look it up?
Well, he hadn't had 70% of the fantasy points or the yards, so I don't care.
I'm just saying, that's a bold pick. He doesn't even play more than half the
very
game.
bold. But honestly, I'll also go with Zeke. I don't think none of the running backs are spectacular on playing Thursday except for Zeke.
Yeah,
and Zeke's going to end up with 90 yards against the stout football team defense. But he's going to get like 25 carries.
Yeah, he'll get a lot of touches.
Yeah.
All right, Archie, you can do receiving yards now.
Receiving yards, I'm going to go with Will Fuller with 120 yards.
I think Deontay Johnson, he has the most yards a day with about 110, 115.
I also have Deontay Johnson. I think that he doesn't score a touchdown, but I think he'll have a similar week like last week, maybe 9 to 12 catches for just over 100 yards.
I'm going with Will Fuller as well. I think he's a big down the field threat, and that just accumulates yards. And I think the Lions'
Pass defense.
is not very good right now, so I'll go with Will Fuller.
Of course, CeeDee Lamb could surprise everybody.
He could, out of nowhere. Any of those Dallas receivers, really. They got 3 talented receivers.
All right, well, that wraps up our Thursday slate picks, and hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll move to the next segment. We can edit that out. All right, guys, welcome back to everybody's favorite segment.
And here's a guy.
All right, you ready? I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
let Hank, our guest, go first.
I got this one.
You got this one. It fell out.
Gerald Wallace.
Gerald Wallace. You know,
Wait, is that the Bobcats guy?
Yeah.
Yes, Gerald Wallace. He was a beast. Was he an All-Star for us?
Yeah, he got an All-Star game once. He was
Yeah.
just a hard-working guy. I got his autograph over there. I mean, absolute beast.
Get the ball. Show the ball.
Yeah, pull the ball out.
Yeah, you gotta pull it out. It's very, very rare.
Case.
It's very, very. It's very rare that Charlotte gets an All-Star.
Bobcats.
He's an absolute beast, hard-working guy, co-captain of the team. He led them to the playoffs a couple times. Didn't win any series.
Did he ever play with Kim?
He's a legend.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if he played.
He was traded. He went to the Nets.
He went to the Nets, right?
One of Michael Jordan's many mistakes,
He was
letting
a part of
him
the
go.
KG trade.
Yeah. We would have kept him to have a couple years with Kimba and maybe Big Al, then we would have
Potentially. We
And
would have won
Corey,
the finals,
Yeah.
most likely.
But it's okay, we'll win the finals this year because LaMelo's our savior.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we get. I'm kind of scared. A.J. Brown. That's a good one.
That's a beast.
See, everybody out of their draft class, he doesn't get any hype because everybody talks about DK Metcalf.
DK.
And Terry McLaurin's talked about more than him too, but A.J. Brown was DK's teammate at Ole Miss. He's an up and down guy, but it's really not usually his fault. Tannehill is an up and down quarterback.
Yeah.
So, but y'all have anything to say about AJ?
AJ's definitely better than DK.
He's on my
He just
fantasy
doesn't get
team.
touches.
Yeah.
I'm the best team in the league right now. So
Yeah.
You're
He
not.
said,
Oh,
I can't
I
disagree
am.
with that.
probably the best pick in the draft this year.
I'm the best team.
All right, Jackson.
Ninth round.
That's a guy, though. That's a guy.
That's a guy. Yep.
Who we got
That's
here?
one of them.
We got Wade Furch.
Wade Burgess. He's my church league basketball coach. Big NC State fan. He's always gone to my church.
Yeah.
One main thing I love about Wade Furchess is obviously right now we're not shaking hands, but when you see him in church, he always greets you with a firm handshake or a nice fist bump, looks you right in the eye. Very nice guy. Any of y'all have anything nice to
I
say
mean,
about
just
Wade?
a really, really high quality Little League coach,
Yes.
church league coach,
Yes.
rec basketball coach. He's a beast.
Also, shout out to his nephew Ben King, one of my favorite individuals to
Beast.
ever be born.
Yeah, he was my Rowan Little League baseball coach for 2 years. Called me
I hear ya.
vacuum at second base.
Sucks everything up.
Yep.
Incredible. All right, Archie.
Alright.
Oh, me.
Who we got?
Oh, we got my guy Kellen Moore.
Oh man.
Kellen Moore.
My guy Kellen Moore.
Jeez.
Well, lefty out of Boise State. Now what's he doing? What's he doing?
Now he's the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And he called a pretty good game last week, so I
Yeah,
hope
he
that he
did.
keeps it up. He really let me down this whole season so far. But
well, I mean, the thing is, it was never his fault. The offense was always explosive.
Yeah.
It was y'all's defense that would blow games.
true.
And also, you can't
But-
help it when you have Ben DiNucci playing quarterback.
But when we had Ben DiNucci, he called way too many like trick plays
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
he
he
didn't
did.
trust DiNucci.
Yeah.
I think that his play calling just screwed DiNucci over.
I think the only way to settle in a new quarterback is to actually let him throw it.
Yeah.
Which he did
There's
when he
some
came in
plays.
for Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
He completed his first
Yeah.
pass, didn't
Yeah,
he?
for like 35 yards.
Yeah.
He threw it 30 yards downfield.
All right, guys, that's the end of Here's the Guy, and we'll move on to our next segment.
Welcome back. We got the fantasy football commissioner in the first place right now, and we're going to do our starts and sits of the week, starting with our quarterbacks.
All right, I'll start. My start of the week is Taysom Hill, Saints quarterback. He's playing the Denver Broncos this week, a pretty weak defense. Last week he had a good amount of points, and he's a real threat in the rushing game. So, yeah, Taysom Hill.
All right. My start of the week is my boy Justin Herbert. He is playing the 28th ranked pass defense in the Buffalo Bills this week, and I think that he has another 30-point outing effortlessly.
I got Derek Carr. He had a good outing last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to repeat it.
My starter is also Derek Carr. He has the Gruden mentality now. He's cooking.
All right, Archie.
Your sit of the week.
Then my sit of the week, Lamar Jackson. Like I said earlier, he's throwing at least 2 picks against the Steelers defense. He's going to get sacked a couple times. He's going to have rushing yards, but he might not top 140 passing yards.
I got Ryan Tannehill on my bench. Not every league has him starting, but if you do, I'd sit him because he's playing that tough Indianapolis defense.
Yeah, my sit of the week, there shouldn't really be any other sit of the week. It's Tom Brady. He's playing the number 9 ranked pass defense this week in the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's just kind of fizzling out. The Bucks?
They played the Cardinals.
The Bucks play the
Cardinals.
Chiefs.
Because
The Bucks play the Chiefs.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, but anyways.
I thought you were talking. I forgot he wasn't on New England anymore. Because my sit of the week is Kyler Murray. He injured his arm last week. He plays the number 1 ranked defense against quarterbacks, the New England Patriots, and I think he will not be one of the better quarterbacks this week.
All right,
For your running back.
start of the week.
Start of the week at running back is Nick Chubb. He had a pretty monstrous game, as he is a good Georgia football player. He plays the Jacksonville Jaguars, a bad rushing defense this week, and I think he'll have another monstrous game.
My start of the week is a running back that was on Jackson's team in one of the 15 trades he lost this season. David Montgomery, he's coming back this week. He's playing the 31 ranked rush defense in the Green Bay Packers. I think Jackson is going to regret trading him for the 3rd string running back for the Colts. And I think that David Montgomery leads Jude to a win this week over my buddy over here. I'm trying to catch up, and leads Jude to a championship. Bold prediction.
I got Duke Johnson. He's playing the 32nd ranked defense, the Lions. He's going to be running all over them, but I don't know if they win the game.
Hey, do me a favor and tell me how many points you had the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's due.
Exactly.
My start of the week, Kenyon Drake. Honestly, y'all know the conspiracy theory that he's just been playing really badly, so then fantasy owners would sell him for cheap,
Very low.
and then he would win people championships. I think he's going to win me a championship because he's coming off 100-yard game 2 weeks ago. I think he's going to keep carrying the ball really
I like
well.
it.
He's going to be winning you the losers game against fans, so yeah.
Yep. And then
Sit of the week.
Sit of the week.
My sit of the week. I mean, I have to go with Melvin Gordon. I mean, it's one that he's not really splitting carries with Philip Lindsay, but Philip Lindsay's eating up most of his carries, and he's playing the number 1 rush defense in the New Orleans Saints.
My sit of the week is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The Tampa Bay Bucks have a pretty tough defensive line, and I think the Chiefs are going to be throwing it around on him. So I don't think he'll get that many carries, and they won't result in many yards or touchdowns.
See, a lot of people dislike Ezekiel Elliott. I like him, so I do hope he has a good game, but he's my sit of the week. 1 week last week of rushing for 100 yards after not doing it for, 9 games, Archie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, that's not convincing enough for me. He's playing the 5th ranked rush defense against running backs for fantasy purposes in the football team this week, and I don't know, I just don't have a lot of faith in him still right now.
My sit of the week at running back is Aaron Jones. He plays one of the best defenses in the league in the Chicago Bears, and I think he'll just have a hard time running the ball against Khalil Mack in that front 7. So, my start of the week for wide receiver is Jacoby Myers, Patriots wide receiver. He plays the Arizona Cardinals. He had a huge week last week. Patrick Peterson is probably one of the worst starting cornerbacks in the league right now. Really awful. I think Jacoby Myers has a good game.
My start of the week, and I feel like it's going to jinx me because I picked up this guy after he had like 3 20-point outings in a row, but Curtis Samuel. The 1 week I started him was last week, and he had like 5 points, but I kept him on bench last week. He had 21 points. He's playing the 29th ranked defense against receivers this year, and I think especially if P.J. Walker remains the starting quarterback, which I hope he does, I think Curtis has a good week.
Mm-hmm. I got Cole Beasley as my start of the week. They're playing a tough defense.
It's a good one.
But John Brown got injured in the last game. He was taking some of Beasley's targets, and then after he went out, Beasley was getting throw after throw. He was open every time. So we'll see that.
My start of the week, I'm going to have to go with Will Fuller. He's playing the Lions, 21st ranked passing defense, and I just have a good feeling about him this week.
I'll start him.
You're welcome. And then sit of the week, I'm going to have to sit Amari Cooper. He's playing the number 1 defense, and honestly, CeeDee Lamb's eating up the targets, and Andy Dalton loves throwing to tight ends. So I think Dalton Schultz will get 6-8 targets, same thing with CD. So I just think that the targets aren't there for Cooper.
I'm going to keep it with Cooper and say Cooper Kupp. He had a huge week last week, but he's playing San Francisco. I think their defense gets it together and upsets the Rams.
Yeah, this was going to be really, really controversial. But my sit of the week is DeAndre Hopkins. And the reason why is because he's going to be playing against Stephon Gilmore. And I think Gilmore proves that he is still the best corner in the league this week. And I think DeAndre Hopkins doesn't have a good week. He's the 4th best receiver in the league. So
I think a different quarterback starting would benefit Hopkins because you saw Murray. He was missing all these throws on Thursday night, costing a lot of fantasy points.
We'll see.
Murray started,
lost me my fantasy matchup. Yeah, I'm saying if he doesn't play, I think Hopkins has a better day.
Yeah, but he's my sit of the week just because of the one-on-one matchup he'll have for most of the day.
My sit of the week at wide receiver is Tyler Boyd, Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver. No Joe Burrow this week. Ryan Finley is the backup. Yikes.
That's a good way to put it.
Yikes.
So now the tight ends. My start of the week for tight ends is Mike Gesicki, very talented Miami Dolphins tight end. Plays in New York Jets. I just picked him up off the waiver wires myself, so it could be hopefully a very good game for him.
My start of the week is Noah Fant. Have him on my team. I just think that this is his coming out week. He averages about 6 or 7 targets a game. Drew Lock is just not a very accurate quarterback, and I do think that he will have a double-digit point game this week, which is really all you need out of a tight end.
Start of the week. Guy hasn't had a great season, but it's Austin Hooper. He plays the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're not good against tight ends. He's going to have a big week, a couple touchdowns maybe.
And I'm going to go with my guy Dalton Schultz. I'm starting him this week, playing against the Redskins. They give up a lot of points to tight ends. And like I said earlier, Andy Dalton loves tight ends.
Nice.
So then, my sit of the week, Dallas Goedert. He's playing against the Seahawks. Carson Wentz is his quarterback. I think that's all I need to say.
Yeah, I agree. I got Mark Andrews. He had a little injury last week. He's questionable to play, but if he does play, they play a very tough defense. And Lamar is his quarterback, so if you want a running back thrown to you, good, but I don't sit him.
My sit of the week, and probably my sit of the week every single week for tight end, is Tyler Higbee. I don't understand because first of all, Everett takes up most of his carries. I'm pretty sure Everett's hurt right now, but if he's not, when Everett is back, Everett is the starting guy. Higbee's always projected like double digits in our league, and I don't think he's gotten that since week 2. He had like 28 points one week, but since then he literally has not done anything, and he's playing the number 2 defense against tight ends, so definitely do not start Tyler Higbee this week. If you have to, then I'm so sorry.
Pelts.
Yeah. Then try to pick up Jonnu Smith or Austin Hooper, honestly, if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Jackson here. Mark Andrews is the sit of the week playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. And there's not a lot of open space in that Pittsburgh Steelers pass defense, and especially for a big guy like Andrews, he's not going to have a lot of opportunities there.
All right, guys, that wraps up our start and sits of the week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next segment.
That time of year, we're going to be ranking our favorite Thanksgiving side dishes, starting with Hank. Top 3.
All right, number 3, I'll probably go with cornbread. I do love me some good cornbread. Oh, come on.
Number 3, I was actually going to say the same exact thing, but I'll change it up. Number 3, I'll say green beans. Green beans has always been my favorite vegetable.
Number 3, I'm going to go with that mashed potatoes and gravy.
Number 3, I gotta go with mashed potatoes too.
All right, Archie,
Number
you want to
2.
go number 2?
Then my number 2, cornbread.
My number 2 is just bread as a whole, crescent rolls, cornbread, anything.
Number 2 for me. No, number 2 for me. Oh man, crescent roll. Number 2 for me would probably be sweet potato casserole. I've always loved sweet potato casserole with brown sugar and pecans, however you want to pronounce it.
Pecans.
Pecans. Yeah.
My number 2 would probably have to be mac and cheese. I consider mac and cheese, I mean, it's one of my favorite foods, but I don't consider it necessarily a Thanksgiving side because, I mean, that moves into my number 1 spot, which is stuffing, which is specifically a Thanksgiving side. Very delicious, bread, other ingredients.
Yeah, I was gonna say my number 1 is also stuffing. So.
You don't have mac and cheese on your top 3.
It's not a Thanksgiving side.
It's a Thanksgiving side.
You can get mac and cheese at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but
it's common.
Does it?
Name a restaurant where you can get stuffing. You're right.
I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care.
matter.
That doesn't mean it's
Thanksgiving.
That doesn't mean it's not a good Thanksgiving side.
It is a good
You are
Thanksgiving
crazy,
side.
dude.
It's a good Thanksgiving side. It's a good Thanksgiving
Y'all
side.
mama just
Mac and cheese. Yeah, your mama just beat on me. You making the dang mac and cheese right.
I eat mac and cheese every Thanksgiving, but it's not a Thanksgiving side.
Yes,
When you
Yes,
think
it is. When I think Thanksgiving, I
Yes.
think mac and cheese because I get a plate full of mac and cheese and I get a little piece of turkey.
When I think Thanksgiving,
Yes.
I think turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing.
Mac and cheese.
No.
Mac and cheese.
cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Archie can't say anything because his
Stuffing.
diet is mac and cheese.
No, it's not.
What
Murph and D's think mac and cheese. Number 1.
Murph and D's.
Murph and D's.
Murph and
Murph and
D's.
D's.
Mac and cheese. Number 1. Shout out Grandma. She makes the best. It's delicious. You can't. I don't want to hear any other answer for number 1.
It's
mac
very
and cheese.
The
good.
Mac-
numero uno es mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Spanish.
Stuffing.
Yo hablo
Stuffing.
español.
No.
Stuffing.
No.
Mac and cheese is so basic. That's like saying, what's your favorite Italian food? Oh, I like pizza.
That's
Yeah.
not.
That's what it is.
That's
That's
not-
what it is.
okay.
It's basic.
Well, what if your favorite Italian food
That's
is
what
pizza?
it is. That's like saying, what's your favorite Mexican food? Oh, I like tacos. That's what it is. That's exactly what it
Okay.
is. I like
That's
chips
the-
and queso.
Well, some people's
That's
favorite.
what it is.
Okay.
It's basic and it's not original. You guys.
That
But it
doesn't
is the
mean it
best.
can't be
But
your
you agree
favorite.
it's the best food you eat on Thanksgiving?
No, the best
Yes.
food on
Yes.
Thanksgiving is
He
turkey.
agrees.
Nah.
The best food you know on Thanksgiving is definitely
Mac
turkey.
and
No, it's
cheese.
ham.
Stuffing.
Let us know in the comments. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side? And like the video.
If it's
That
not
does
mac
it
and
for today.
cheese-
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday.
Wait. Favorite
Watch some
pies.
football.
Be safe on Black Friday. Wear your mask. Know your W's.
Wear, weight, wash.
That's right.
Boo.
Peace.
Dang it.
See ya.